Welcome in, everybody. It is Friday, July 17th, here on a lovely summer. I'm Max Edward, joined by my usual co-host here, Blackhawk himself, as we are back after our 2-week hiatus on Not So Young Lions. If you're new to this podcast, we break down all things New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if you're a fan of Japanese Pro Wrestling, especially New Japan, this is kind of the best time of the year outside of the Tokyo Dome. It is G1 season. The G1 just kicked off in Chicago last Saturday. Really fun show. Blackhawk was there. So today's show, we're going to spend the first half of it focusing on Blackhawk, his experience. Because again, we did that with me when I went to the show in Jersey in late March or late February, whatever that show was. So we're going to have Blackhawk describe his whole experience, the night, the crowd, what maybe hit differently on him at the arena, at the venue than me watching it from home. We're going to break down then some of our favorite matches, moments, shocking results of night one of the G1. And then we're going to talk about previewing some matches we're excited for this weekend. We have night 2 and night 3 of the G1 this weekend. So Blackhawk, though, how you doing on this Friday afternoon here?
I'm doing good. The weekend in Chicago was fantastic, and then getting back to the grind of daily life over here was a little struggle at first. I was missing the trip and the people in Chicago, but we are back on the weekly routine. We're back here with Not So Young Lions, so I am happy about that.
Yeah, it's good. Whenever you do something cool like that, it definitely throws off the rhythm of events, and especially when especially like your situation, if you're not familiar, you live in Tennessee, so that's it's not just like a 20-minute drive to go to the venue. It's a whole multiple days work of putting yourself there. We have Cool on Twitch shouting out Blackhawk here.
What's up, brother?
But yeah, we are currently live, guys, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, for bodyslam.net. So please follow us across all of our social media platforms. If you're watching on any of those platforms that has a like button or a thumbs up button, that includes Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all of those, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps support the channel, gets our videos out to more and more people. I'm about to tweet out my link promoting the show. I just wanted to wait until we got live for that. But let's just hop right into it with the G1 Night 1. So if you guys are not familiar, this is the first time ever the G1 has ever been in the United States. And they went night 1, which is one of the only nights where it's all just exclusive G1 matches. The rest of the tour will be half of the matches are tag preview matches, and the rest are just specifically A or B block singles matches. Blackhawk got 9 singles matches. But before we get to the show, the matches, the venue, just break down your experience, the journey. Again, we talk about this on and off the air, but I'm fortunate enough to live in a major city where wrestling comes here all the time. Blackhawk, we talk all the time, is not. And I just want to talk about your experience being excited, going, whatever. Just talk about the journey to get to Chicago, to the Now Arena, and experience the G1.
Yeah, not a lot of people come to my neck of the woods for stuff, which is unfortunate. But because of that, I've been able to meet some really cool people in other cities that have opened their homes to me to be able to make it to events like the G1. And so the journey was, 8 hours of straight farm and soybean fields. So it was a good drive. But getting there and getting to experience the city was really cool, and being able to be there early and see some stuff. And then getting to, the G1 and getting to the event was awesome, because it's just not something I get to do very often, is, bigger wrestling events. We have a few local indies that run, but there's nothing to this scale that's coming regularly. So I think this might be either the biggest show that I have ever been to, or the second biggest show, with a SmackDown that came to town 2 years ago that I went to,
Okay.
which was really fun. But yeah, everything, the atmosphere of the event was fantastic. It was I was afraid that when I was there, it was going to be a lot of like local just wrestling fans in general, because Chicago has a very good and healthy indie scene. Um, so I was afraid it was going to be a lot of people that just don't really know anything about New Japan, but heard a big wrestling show was coming, or heard about the G1 and don't really know anybody who's participating. But it seemed like everybody was pretty in tune. And they had, people that they knew. It was definitely an AEW crowd, because the people who have done stuff for AEW got the bigger pops of the night.
Sure.
But there was a lot of there wasn't anybody that went without, some sort of positive reaction. Even Jake Lee got some cheers, and
Exactly that.
and some booze. He did get a lot of booze, but
Yeah.
there was at least a reaction there, which was nice. I was afraid it was going to be kind of silent at the beginning. But yeah, the whole experience was great. I would 100% do it all over again if I got the opportunity.
That's great. Yeah, you're getting 9 singles matches. It was definitely, from my perspective, like on TV, it was weird because they do this with these live shows sometimes in America where they don't the audio isn't great. Like on my TV, I usually have to go like for New Japan shows on my TV, like 24, 25. I had to go to like 90 on my TV to like get a good hearing so I can hear the crowd and what was going on and the announcers. Definitely seemed like a hot enough crowd. It felt like when there were moments, everyone was standing up, especially ringside. Again, I wasn't expecting like it to be like a full house or like an old school New Japan US show, but I thought it didn't seem like people were uneducated based on what I was watching. If they were turned around by the in-ring work of people to give it that ovation. Just talk about your experience being in the Now Arena. It's a very famous, obviously, AEW is running it later this year. I think that's where All In was. I think.
Yes. Yeah, they had a plaque outside of the arena for the commemorating All In.
Yes, I remember that. So yeah, so it's a very important arena to pro wrestling. Obviously the AEW people, but just talk about the cool saying that Chicago's the best crowd. I think a lot of people have their favorite pro wrestling crowd, especially depending on the years, the generations of wrestling. But what were your thoughts, I guess, on the arena? Was it packed? Did it feel empty? Did it feel loud? From your seats, like, could you tell everything that was going on? Were you missing stuff? Just tell me about the overall experience of being now in the arena and stuff.
The experience was really good. I think the stage design was a little odd, and the ring placement was a little odd.
Okay.
Instead of like what you would expect them to put it in the middle of the floor, it was kind of maybe a quarter up from the stage. Like there was a lot of extra back room that was unutilized.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were planning to open that up if they sold more seats or not. But you could see pretty much everything from where we were sitting.
Right.
We were in the seats on the first few rows, but towards like a back corner.
Yeah.
So you could see almost everything. You got a good view of the stage, got a good view of the ring. In the arena, it didn't feel like there was like a shortage of people. It felt pretty full.
Okay.
And then you start looking around, and the upper terraces don't really have anybody in it, which is, one thing. But the crowd was loud enough to make up for that.
Yeah.
And so it still felt full. While looking around, you could still see like empty seats at the top, and I'm sure people bought top seats and then moved down as well to fill in some of the open spots. But yeah, it felt full. I'm pretty sure every floor seat sold out.
Mhm.
And then it was just the upper levels that were really empty. But it looked like all the boxes were full. And so, yeah, crowd was great. I think the arena is built really well for wrestling. I I've never been a floor seat guy myself. I prefer a mid-level
Me too.
terrace, not terrace, I guess, but on the incline coming up, because I feel like you get a better view of everything. But they packed out the floor for what the seats they had, and it was a good crowd and good arena. The merch line was crazy.
Talk
When
about
we
that.
got in there, the merch line was wrapped around like the side of the arena where one of the entrances went. And they had to, when the show started, they had to disperse everybody and get everybody to their seats, and then people would trickle back through the merch line, which was crazy. When we first got in there, I thought it was going to be completely empty, but it turns out everybody was just in the merch line.
I saw a lot of people in the crowd getting, because New Japan does it where they sell the towels of the potato. A lot of I saw people were definitely at the line because there are a lot of people with the new towels of the.
They sold out on a lot of stuff. Like I wanted the G1 Chicago shirt, and they didn't even have my size anymore. I went up there like second match. It wasn't expensive. I think it was $40.
Oh, okay.
For a shirt, which is pretty. I feel like pretty good for a wrestling event.
In the arena.
And so they didn't even have my size, 10 minutes into the event starting on one of the shirts, and they were out of almost all of the tracksuits that they brought. They were almost out of all the towels that they had.
Okay.
A lot of the commemorative items that they had were gone before the event even really kicked off. So I got this one. I think the G1 Climax, colorful tee, but I think I got the wrong size because this one's a little tight. But just motivation for me to lose a little more weight.
There you go. I thought it looked presentable on TV. I do think again, I like the darker arenas both in person and on TV. I think it looks cooler, like NXT Black and Gold level of like, I like when it's just dark and it feels like a big event. I enjoyed it on TV. I thought the show moved, like, again, these shows are all the same when they're in Japan or not, but they move very well and fast. And I thought the main event I thought it was going to go much longer, but again, these guys do have to wrestle like this for basically a month and a half straight. So I like 9 to 15 minute matches for each. I just think it moves, the show moves much faster. I thought in person, or not in person, but my TV experience, there are definitely some like big moments. I thought Yuto Ice came off like a big star in America. The crowd was kind of going really crazy for him, both pre and post match, which I thought was great. People had like the middle fingers, I guess they were handing out. Maybe they were, but people had those signs, I guess, which was great. You could definitely tell Zach and like Takeshita in particular are definitely getting like very big ovations pre and post match. I thought the match that I knew was going to win people over was the Newman Uemura match. Like at the beginning, I was like, boy, Callum just won the title. He's not really getting like a big reaction. But by the end, when they started like just full steam ahead, I was like, this is good. They get the crowd into it. To you, before we get into our favorite matches, the results and stuff, into you in person, what was getting some of the bigger reactions of the night, I guess, to you in person?
Obviously Tsuji Takeshita, that match got a crazy reaction. I feel like the most surprising was Oscar. I figured Yuto Ice would get a big reaction. You get on social media after New Japan shows and people are talking about him. And so Oscar, not a lot of people talk about Oscar, but he came out with a new entrance. They both came out with new themes, new gear and everything, and he came out and the crowd popped for him, and I was kind of shocked because not to disparage Oscar, but the Knockout Brothers is a lot of Yuto Ice and a little bit of Oscar is what you see when you think about the Knockout Brothers. And so he got a huge reaction, which was awesome. I was happy for him for that. And then Jake Lee actually got cheers when he came out. I was expecting all boos. And as a Jake Lee fan, I was happy that he got cheers. But yeah, the crowd was really, really hot, especially for those last 3 matches.
Yeah.
The Callum and Uemura match really, really got people like fired up. And then the Bolton Oleg and who did he face? I've seen his face. Oiwa. God, I don't know why I can't ever remember his name. I see his face and I just can't ever think of it.
Yeah.
Oleg and Oiwa, they got really hot for, and then came into the finale with Takeshita and Tsuji, and I expected a huge reaction for Takeshita. He's an AEW guy.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And then Tsuji got a massive reaction as well, which was awesome.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Again, I'm sure New Japan wanted Gabe to wrestle Maloney there, but obviously it looks like Gabe has visa issues, and that's why because Drilla just wrestled twice in AEW this month, so clearly a Gabe having visa issues thing, which hurt. That would have been a big match for them. But yeah, I think the 9 they had was good. They started off with a lot of just New Japan exclusive guys, and then they kind of eased their way into guys who are working other promotions. But let's go into the show. I'll say the results, and then we'll go through some of the major moments of things. So Aaron Wolf defeated Hanare to start the show. Again, Aaron Wolf, never openweight champion. I was a big fan of Hanare's never openweight title run. Hanare got a very good reaction, at least on TV, which I was happy.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I think he's really freaking good. Not shocked Aaron Wolf won, but but that all made a lot of sense. Jake Lee defeating Shingo. Now I'll say this: I had a lot of my wrestling fans who don't know what's going on in Japan, but don't watch it, sit down like me and you watch it every single week. They were the amount of memes they were showing me of people like Jake Lee beating Shingo in the G1 and all of these gifs. I could not believe they went with that decision, especially in the United States. I was shocked because even though Shingo is not like this American star, he's at least been on American TV a lot.
Yeah, he has a lot of history with AEW, which is really funny.
Yeah.
And so I was 100% on Shingo winning, even as a Jake Lee guy. I was like, yeah, Shingo's walking out of this one. But I was shocked.
I was really shocked by the decision. Not a fan of it at all. To me, I know I'm not a Jake Lee person. As cool as the Jake Lee dub. Him being the lone. Callum also won, but Great O'Connor and Hanare did not win. I don't think it's a weird. I don't know. Shingo has lost. Maybe in the booking, the truth is he has lost a lot of the luster. Booking wise, he just hasn't been booked as a main event level guy for a while. He's been put in world title matches, but when he faced Callum or Zach, you've never thought for a second he was winning the title. You know what I mean? I think Shingo was him.
Yeah, he's been a first challenger, and you always expect the first challenger to lose. So
I didn't think the match was that great. It had moments, but I wasn't thinking this was. It was not one of my favorite matches on the show. There's definitely 3 matches I thought separated themselves from the rest, and we'll get into that. Are you a fan?
I still need to watch it from the production side.
Sure.
But I thought it was in person. I thought it was good.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where, I do the ratings and whatnot for my own Patreon. I was planning on just watching and rating it at home, just because I feel like a lot of the atmosphere and things like that play into the score I would have given the match. The match could have been absolute, dog water. But I was live and the crowd was hot, and I was enjoying it with my friends, and so that makes the match better. So I do need to watch it on the productions, on New Japan World, to really get a better idea of how the match went, because I've heard some mixed opinions about it, as every Jake Lee match has.
Yeah, I thought the match was fine. It exists. There were definitely moments Shingo superplexing off the top rope. There were moments. the booking did pull me out of it. I was kind of like Jake Lee over. Like I know Shingo isn't like a main event guy anymore, but he still feels like such a respected. I don't know. That's like a big win for Jake Lee. Not saying he's winning the G1 or he's not going to. I mean, trust me, he's not going to make like the semis, the final of this. I got. Maybe he will. Who knows? Evil was in the final last year, but
he's the new Evil.
Don't feel. Oscar defeated Ren Narita. This is another shock, but in a good way. I just thought this could have the weird have to torture, but again, you're not going to fly out 10 guys just to be. Maybe they would fly 10 guys in for tomfoolery and shenanigans. They did not.
I was surprised they didn't fly out at least like 2.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple of guys who have,
like Chase and Fale probably would have been a good.
Yeah. Like there's some people who have history in, the US or are, somewhat US citizens that could have made the trip. Yeah.
There were shenanigans in the match because there have to be, and everybody has a torture match. But Oscar won with the sleeper. Cool. Like I think I thought that was a cool result for Oscar.
I thought it was sick because watching it was cool because he went for it twice and then didn't get it, and then on the last time he like swung him around in the sleeper. I was like, oh, this is good.
Oh, he could do that because he is a tall guy, probably weighs a lot more than Ren. I'm not sure he should win with a sleeper over many guys, but I thought that was from a size perspective, a weight perspective, that made it feel a lot more realistic.
Yeah, because I feel like he might be taller than he might be the tallest person on the roster.
Yeah,
so it might work with a lot of people, but there are some people that it doesn't make sense to do. Like Don Fale, one person that it just wouldn't make sense to do that with. As funny as that would be to see him do it, it just wouldn't be believable. But I think it's a sick move, especially now that he and Yuto Ice are on their own singles run kind of thing. I think it's cool that they're coming up with like new moves or coming out with new moves. They probably already had these in the repertoire, just haven't used them a lot. But
I'll say this. I think Oscar and Yuto's Titantrons were cool. I was really underwhelmed by the music, especially like Oscar. Like I didn't realize that was like the beginning of the song. And then he like came out, I was like, I don't know, but maybe it's the audio. It didn't sound like it was that.
I think it was the audio because it sounded good in the arena.
Oh, okay. So
I know that
tomorrow when he comes out, I'll see. It didn't sound like the music was good for both of them at all, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, in the arena it sounded good. Okay. And I know there was like I know they used like a local, like locals to do the production. So there might have been like an issue between them. I don't know. But yeah, it was for the record, it was not a New Japan production crew, from what I know. So that might have played a little bit into it and why you had to turn the volume up so high and all that.
I did. I couldn't believe I had to turn my TV up to like 100 to hear what was going on. Like,
yeah.
And I am someone who, when I watch, now again, I like sports. When I watch them, I usually put them very high because I like to feel like I'm there or something. But this was like I needed to put up just to hear stuff. But I didn't have issue with the audio when I did that. I just didn't think the music was that great for both of them. I thought with Oscar, like he came out at such a weird point in the song and it never kind of had momentum to it. Now, again, they have such an upbeat, sick song as a tag team. It's so hard to like get close to that. So maybe that's me being biased there. To that point, Yuto Ice also got a win. They both got wins. Yuto Ice defeated Great O'Khan. I was actually pretty shocked by that result as well. But yeah, that's the beauty of a round robin you're going to have every night. Usually, sometimes a shocking result is going to happen. Doesn't mean this guy's winning anything or going deep in the G1. Like I don't think Yuto Ice and Oscar again are going to be in the semis of the finals of this tournament. But you do want to get these guys. Everyone in here are legit singles guys. You want to get them wins at some point. I'm cool with this as well. What are your thoughts on Yuto Ice and Great O'Khan?
Yeah, I'm cool with this as well. I think both of them getting a win on their first, their first New Japan singles, anything after their excursion is pretty good. I thought the match itself was good because Great O'Khan is interesting to me because there's sometimes I really, really like Great O'Khan and there's sometimes I just not feeling him.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed this one. I thought the the opening gambit that they were doing with each other, basically dodging each other, was really funny.
Yeah.
In person, it was kind of cool. But yeah, then when they started getting down into it, it was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
And so I don't think either of them are going deep in the
No.
tournament at all. And so this is one of those, just like, give the young guy a win,
Yeah.
put him over. And Great O'Connell will pick up a win probably sometime this week somewhere.
I'll say this. I'm not saying Yuta Ice is like the most amazing singles wrestler. He does have something where I'm very fascinated on. Obviously, I think him and Oscar re-signed very recently, so I don't think they're like leaving New Japan anytime soon. I do think Yuta Ice is a guy who feels like an American star. Like, he comes off way cooler in American shows, to me at least. Like, he doesn't speak any English, but he does the middle finger. He does like the snarl. He's a guy who doesn't have to speak English on American TV to get over. I'm fascinated.
He's very punk, just like against the grain and like what you would expect.
That's what I'm nervous about for Oscar. Is he going to be like, are they just going to go back to being a team? Like, it all depends on how good both of them have a run in the G1. But like, what if Yuta Ice catches fire? Like, not from a winning or losing, but winning or losing, but like a crowded, like, does he just become like a singles top guy after this? Like, I'm fascinated by over the next month and a half with him in particular. It's a real test to see if he's like a singles star on his own, I think. Blackhawk.
Yeah, it definitely is. Especially with, they just came back last year. And so they're still pretty fresh. They came off of a long 10-year tag team championship run. And so I wouldn't hate having them back together in the tag division, because I think New Japan's tag division is kind of weak, where they don't have like solidified teams. They just have factions that throw together two people.
Yeah.
So I would love to have them stay as a solidified team. But I think either one of them could honestly catch fire, and, the rest of the year could be huge for both of them in singles and in tag.
Yeah. It's funny, like, Great O'Connell and Hanari came out as tag champs and trios champs, and I was like, boy, do I not give two craps at both those titles. I was like, first of all, I always forget that they are trio champs with Ospreay. I was like, holy crap, boy, do they have not even done anything with that?
Yeah, they haven't done a single thing with that.
No, again, have they ever cared about the Never Openweight 6-man titles? No.
Not really, no.
Really, now it's like, who really cares? They're just accessories at this point.
Yeah.
But they got,
they're just putting gold in United Empire at this point.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So, thought the show dramatically picked up the Zack and Shota match. Now, but the big element of it is obviously Shota's got concussed in this match. And not only he concussed, he got concussed, I guess, so bad that he is no longer available for the G1. So everyone now gets automatic 2 points in that block who are going to wrestle him. Really sucks, because I think he was getting a lot of momentum, man. After Forbidden Door with Pac surprised a lot of opened a lot of casual non-New Japan fans' eyes, I would say. We have been pro Shota for a year, even though we hated the booking with him and Zack, I guess, a year and a half ago. They definitely redeemed. This was a much better match. This is definitely why they should have never gone an hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Zack is so good. He's the perfect professional wrestler. I think Shota is improving. I really do feel bad, because not just is he supposed to be in the G1, but he's feuding with Gabe at the moment as well for the global title here. So again, I don't think he's relinquishing the title off of a concussion unless it's like a super, super serious thing. Sucks for him, because as I said, I think he really was getting a lot of momentum from fans' perspectives. He's become like a fan favorite for the first time in 2 years, probably. Zack winning also Zack does need wins, singles-wise. He's been losing a lot. So I'm cool with Zack beating him. Because that's what's great about the G1. You can have champions lose, and months from now, this guy can be like, hey, I beat you singles-wise. Got a pin over you in the G1. I deserve it. And that's how you get some of these matches.
Shota's not a champion anymore.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, Gabe beat him.
Oh, yeah, Gabe beat him. Boy, am I stupid. I'm sorry. Gabe did beat him. Sorry.
I just thought that. I was like, which one of it?
Yes, you're right. Gabe did beat him. I did forget about that. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. You know why I forgot that? Is because that was during a Road to New Japan thing. And I watched the show. And then for some reason, because it was like a Road to show, like I completely blanked that was like a title match. But you're right. He did make Tanahashi have to put the belt around him. I do remember.
Yeah, that's why I remember it. I was like, oh.
He's like yelling at Tanahashi in the ring to
Yeah.
put the title around him. So again, he doesn't have to relinquish the title or anything like that. But I did think he was getting a lot of momentum.
Yeah, this really felt like Shota's year. Losing the title to Gabe before the G1, and then starting off with Zach, somebody who's had a negative history with, to turn it into a positive history.
Yeah.
Even in a losing effort.
Exactly.
And then moving into the rest of the G1, it just felt like it was his time to win the G1. He had a lot of momentum. A lot of people are back on Shota's side. And so it is unfortunate that concussion takes him out. It seems like every time he gets like a leg up and it's really his momentum's really starting to build, something bad happens. And he's got to stop what he's doing and restart all over again. But I think he's built enough momentum at this point to where when he does come back, it'll be kind of picking up where he left off. Now he won't be the G1 winner, but he is a viable contender for, a top championship, whether it be the A or B.
Yeah, I think they'll run him and Gabe back, but
100%.
It was a needed thing for him to wrestle Zach and have a good match, because I think everyone wants to move on from the frickin' Tokyo Dome main event from 25. It was just not good, and it really hurt Shota's whole career. He was been subjugated to being just a guy in a faction. And Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast, liking us on Facebook. So really thank you guys, as always, for supporting us. Let's get to, I guess it's not a lot to talk about. Sonata and Goto was like very mid, but this is all because again, I'm not a Sonata person, never have been. His entrance always gets like oohs and ahs. That's as exciting as his matches are these days, in my opinion. Like, he does the put the guy in a ball, kick him spot every match, but other than that, I just don't get wowed by his stuff anymore. I think Goto is an underrated wrestler, but I'm just not a Sonata person, so I was happy Goto won, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, I got interviewed by somebody from New Japan before the show.
Did you?
Walking around just doing quick camera shots. I've been looking for that to come out. I don't think it's come out yet. But they asked me who I wanted to win, and I was wearing my Goto shirt, so I just kept pointing. I was like, Goto.
There you go.
And so hopefully that'll come out soon. I'll definitely make it. It'll definitely make the rounds on my socials whenever that comes out. The match was okay. The entrance in person, I will say, was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. When Sonata came out with the gold, disco ball suit, because they hit a spotlight on him, and it literally reflected all over the arena. And so as he turned and moved, the spots were moving all around, which was incredibly sick to watch. But yeah, as a huge Goto fan, this match was just okay. I know Sonata is this is his big return from a huge kind of almost life-altering, injury and medical diagnosis. But I hope that he kind of can pick it up a little bit and maybe change a few things. I'm glad he's okay. I do want to say that I'm glad he's okay. But I was a little unimpressed by him in person.
Yeah, I'm not a Sonata person. Goto to me isn't people hold him in very high regard. I like him a lot. I don't love Goto. I actually like him in Yoshihashi more than just singles Goto. But hey, he's another guy like Shingo, respected guy, should be getting wins. Not a main eventer, but should be getting the win. So I was happy he got the win. My favorite paced match was Newman and Uemura. I still think Yuya is the only person who should win this tournament. For some reason, that was like I was thinking about when I was watching the matches. I was like, none of these guys feel like they should be winning this other than Uemura, because Newman, I think, would be like my second pick, but he just had the title run. And it would be weird to be like, you lose the title like 2 months in just to win the G1 to get the match at Tokyo. I just think they're doing him an Ospreay at the Tokyo Dome. So I just don't see him. And that's not going to be for a title. So I don't think Newman's winning it. I just think they need a young guy to win, is what I think. And I don't know if Shota was going to be the pick, maybe, after losing the global title. They were going to have him win, but I think they should get Uemura. I know he lost this match. Again, losing one match doesn't mean you're not winning this tournament. I'm happy that Callum didn't really miss a beat. He was selling very well in this match with the injury. He was selling that, oh, my shoulder popped out again in the middle of the match. And but they move at such a fast pace. I just think Uemura has the highest ceiling of his generation. Really him, Tsuji, and Umino. I like Yuya being the next Tanahashi out of that group of guys. He just wrestles so clean and efficiently. I prefer Callum. Callum is really, really good. I was really happy he won. He, again, because not just winning the top, he just does also feel like a top guy, which is very good to see that these two guys do. Did you like this match as well, Black?
I did. I thought this match was really good. And I agree with you. Now that Shota's out, Yuya feels like it's gotta be him. Because I was in between the two of them, and they're in the same block, aren't they? Yeah, they were both B block. So
yes, you're right.
It was hard for me to choose between one or the other, but now it feels like Yuya is the clear answer.
Yeah.
Whether or not they go with that, I have no idea.
Oh God, no idea.
But this is a pivotal time for them to be pushing these young stars that they spent time building but haven't really invested much into. And so that's what I was hoping for with Shota. But now it feels like Yuya is the clear front runner for this. And Callum would have been, an easy choice as well. But I think you're right with they're going to run Callum and Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because that's a big match. That's a huge match feel. There doesn't need to be a title in between them for that.
Yeah, his crowning moment will be beating Ospreay.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be enough for him as a character to beat Ospreay in the Tokyo Dome. But yeah, this match was really, really good. It was really good in person. I only caught most of it, but I was meeting up with some other people who run New Japan podcasts during the match. And so I saw most of it, but what I saw was very, very good.
I'm happy you got to meet those. How was meeting those people as well?
It was good. Yeah, it was nice to connect with some other podcasters and people who talk New Japan. Didn't talk to them for too long, but just kind of a meet and greet, like, hey, how you doing? This is what we're doing. This is what you're doing. This, nice to meet you. And hopefully one day we can, do something together. And and then that was kind of it. But it was really good meeting everybody. So big shout out to all the people that were there.
Absolutely. Oiwa beats Oleg in the second to last match. Bolin again improves every time you watch him wrestle. He's very good. His strength is there. He's a big dude, but he moves very gracefully in the ring. Oiwa's a guy who they are eventually going to, when Zach is done doing this faction, I think that's the guy he'll hand the baton off to, being the guy in TMDK, is Oiwa. He's a guy who I don't think it's his time to, he's not on the level of Tsuji, Umino, and Uemura, but I think he's in that next collection of young stars. So he's getting booked, though, like he is one of them, because he beat Oleg in this match.
I think both of them. I think New Japan has struck gold with both of them, and with time, I think both of them will be running, top of the card for New Japan for a couple of years. But Oiwa feels like he's definitely next in line for, even though Ishimori's older than Oiwa,
Yeah, it's
Hartley's
crazy.
older than Oiwa. Like Oiwa is the youngest member of TMDK. It does feel like he is going to be, the next leader whenever Zach decides to step aside.
Yeah,
Which who knows when that'll be.
not
I
for a
have a
while.
feeling, yeah, it probably won't be for a while, but I have a feeling if Zach does step aside, we'll still be seeing him in AEW more than likely. It's the way most of these things go. So
Yeah.
he won't be too far. And TMDK doesn't have a history of kicking members out when they leave. With Bad Dude Tito, Shane Haste, all those guys who are no longer with New Japan are
Yeah.
still repping TMDK in the Indies, and Shane doesn't rep it as much in Noah, but he still reps it on social media and all that, because with Noah he's in a different group. But yeah, I think Oiwa has a really high ceiling and Oleg has a really high ceiling, and this match was incredible. This was my favorite match of the night.
Oh, okay. For me, the three matches that I thought separated themselves was the main event, the Zach match, and the Callum Uemura match. My three favorite matches on the show.
Yeah, I think this one's my favorite, and I might be just biased because I really like both of them, and I think they're both like future stars. But yeah, I loved this match.
Main event was great. Takeshi and Tsuji, they had a great match in January. They had a really good match here. I was actually thinking, I was like, are they going to just have Takeshi win because Tsuji beat him? But Tsuji's beating Takeshi, I guess, now on a consistent basis here. Takeshi lost to Fletcher to lose the international title on Dynamite that past Wednesday. So he lost two pretty big matches last week. Tsuji was getting heel stuff as my heart just stopped when I heard that alarm there. Tsuji was getting heel stuff. I do think American fans are now not happy with him after the AEW remarks, which I think could actually help him when he works a Forbidden Door probably next year. Because I think Tsuji is going to work himself into being in a marquee Forbidden Door match either next year or the year after. Match was really good. I did think going in there, but I felt the same thing when I went to the show in February. I was like, oh yeah, Andrade can just beat Tsuji for the title, but they didn't. They had Tsuji win. They want these American shows to end with their guy on top. I should just remember this for months to come now. But it was a great match. I've seen it before. Do I think their match was, of course, better in January? Yeah, because I had a lot deeper storytelling. The way that Tsuji won with the Boston Crab and the meaning behind that. You're not really going to touch that finish from January, but for a half as much time as the last match got, they did the most they could, I think, in the 20 minutes they got Blackhawk.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job. I didn't expect the same level as their Wrestle Kingdom match from earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But they still put on a really, really good match. It just felt like the Wrestle Kingdom match felt like a lot was on the line moving forward after the match, as well as, the reward for winning the match. This one didn't have that, a lot after feeling, which is fine. Not every match needs that. But yeah, this was a good, probably runner up in their, eventual series that they'll probably end up running, just throughout the course of their careers. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The crowd was crazy hot for this one.
Yeah.
They didn't react well to Tsuji, but I feel like at the same time they reacted really well to Tsuji. Because he makes these comments about AEW, but he's still New Japan's top guy right now. And if you're in New Japan, you're usually probably into their top guy. So he gets the disapproval for his AEW takes, but he gets the approval because he is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and his in-ring work speaks to that point.
Tsuji's great. I love Tsuji. He's had a weird year post winning the world title, but I still think he's in ring is so freaking good. So Let's move on to previewing the weekend here. Saturday, tomorrow is night 2 of the G1. Maloney, Gabe Kidd, B block, and the rest is A. We have Great O'Con versus Sonata, Jake Lee, and Takeshita. Now, Jake Lee beats Takeshita. All ran.
If Jake Lee beats Takeshita, he's going to the top. He's going all the way.
The match I'm most excited for actually is Oleg Yuto Ice. Very excited for that match.
Yeah.
Oiwa, Shingo, main event is Suji and Goto. Oleg and Yuto Ice is what I'm most excited for on night 2.
Yeah,
and Gabe and Drillo, of course, but
yeah, Gabe and Drillo is going to be very exciting because they have a long history together. I think that match is going to be really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the block matches for this night look really, really good. The A block is like stacked now that I'm looking at the matches. I realize that all of my favorites are in A block. When I really start looking at it. But yeah, I think Goto and Suji will be really good. Shingo and Oiwa will be really good. But yeah, I think Oleg and Yuto Ice is probably the one to watch because they're both very young talent. They're both in the tournament to prove themselves.
Yeah.
And they both got a lot on the line, when the tournament's over.
Yep. Sunday's B block. I'm actually way more excited for Sunday. Maloney, Hanare, cool. Oscar and Gabe, fascinated. Again, Gabe's wrestling 2 War Dogs guys out of the gates, which I think is hilarious. Newman and Narita is interesting because Ren can really go, but again, I have to expect shenanigans.
We're back in Japan. You got to remember.
We get Zach and Uemura in the main event, so I'm way more excited for Sunday. I think Zach and Yuya will probably be the best match of the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated in all those matches. Really entice me on Sunday as well. So
I think Oscar and Gabe Kidd is the one that really stands out to me. Because I think Gabe Kidd is almost like a litmus test for Gaijin wrestlers because he has really been able to take the crowd, and people in New Japan, the New Japan crowd loves Gabe Kidd. And so he is the white boy of of New Japan. And so if you can kind of wrestle him and convince the crowd that you're good, it could do wonders for Oscar's career, whether win or lose.
I'm very fascinated with Gabe's booking. Win the title right away when he comes back. Is he going to be in AEW again? Who knows? We'll see in the near future, but I'm very fascinated with his booking.
His Twitter also, after all this, has been hilarious. I don't know if you've been keeping up with it. He has been killing me on Twitter. I've been reading, him just like replying to people has been hilarious.
Yes.
He's stuck in Japan with nothing to do, so he's just tweeting.
Very funny stuff. Very, very funny stuff. That wraps us up. There's obviously going to be other shows next week. We'll be back next Friday. Don't know the official time yet for the show, but definitely keep connected to Blackhawk on Twitter, as well as myself on Twitter and Instagram, because we'll post when we're going live. But starting today, we did one show. That's all we got. But now moving forward, we'll probably talk about 2 to 3 matches that we liked per show. We don't want to break down every match. We'll probably start every podcast giving a ranking, giving an update on the rankings and the scores of the league so far. So we'll go through each of the updated rankings, as they say, and I'm very excited to do this. This is our first time really going nose deep into breaking down the G1 every single week, so we're very excited to be doing that. Really thankful and happy Blackhawk got to go experience it, get some content as well. All of the above for Blackhawk going and experiencing the G1. Very cool experience, because I know since I've known Blackhawk for a year plus now, he's just been dying to go to a pro wrestling show. So I'm very happy he got to go. It was the G1 of all things. So Blackhawk, tell the people where they can find you on socials and all of the fun stuff.
You can find me at Blackhawk Walker on everything but Instagram. It is the Blackhawk Walker. If you go to my Twitter page, I have a link tree with all of that in it, as well as wherever you can find more of the Not So Young Lions episodes, if you want to go back and watch those or listen to them. I do match reviews and ratings on my Patreon, which is all free. So you subscribe to that if you would like. It is also under Blackhawk Walker. And with Body Slam, I obviously do Not So Young Lions, as well as do the AEW post shows with Max when they have the big pay-per-view events.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you can follow me, Dannenberg Max on Twitter, Max Dannenberg on Instagram. Please follow Body Slam across all of our social media platforms. I do highs and lows, and I think I'm going to start. I've been talking to Cass about it. On Monday, I'm going to be doing a new version of editing for those highs and lows, so stay tuned for Raw on Monday because you'll be seeing a new editing style for how I'll be doing highs and lows. I'll do my regular ones for today and tomorrow for Collision and SmackDown, but for Monday, I'll have a new editing style, so I hope you guys enjoy it, both on TikTok and Instagram. Plus, I host all the post shows, pay-per-view post shows. Why? So the plan is, I'm not pumped at all for the show tomorrow for Saturday night's main event at the Garden, but it is a big enough show that I'll probably come on here and do like a quick 30-minute review for you guys tomorrow. Danhausen, JD McDonough. We have Paige and Brie versus Fatal Influence, Bailey and Lyra, Punk and Cody against Gunther and Sammy. That's what they got as of now for the MSG show. Plus, I think Jalen Brunson and Roman are going to be on the show. So I'll probably do a post show. There'll be some big stuff. It's the MSG show. So I'll be here tomorrow for like a 30 to 40 minute, not too super long post show for that tomorrow. I'll also be doing a post show with Blackhawk very soon. I think it's 2 weeks now for AEW Redemption at the end of the month. Our last AEW preview before All In. So things are heating up right now on the AEW side. So kind of the last big hurrah before we get to All In. So I'll be joined by Blackhawk for that. I hopefully should be good to go to TNA is here in Philly in 2 weeks. So if I go, I'll have content for you guys for that. Again, please follow us on Body Slam on socials, Twitters. Please also go to our website. We're posting articles daily, including myself. I've been writing a couple articles every day. So please go over there, check it out. Cass had an exclusive yesterday on a former TNA wrestler working backstage at AEW. So please check that out on bodyslam.net. And again, every single Friday here on bodyslam.net, it is Not So Young Lions with myself and Blackhawk. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the very near future.